there. My name is Tony Merlot. I'm the president of Smarter Phones. I work in technology. I met Ray, great guy, and we were really excited about doing some programs here for the kids. Basically things that can get them tuned on to what is happening, what they're going to need to know when they get older, things that are going to help them in their professional lives. A bunch of different things like for fun, for self-fulfillment, to help them feel better about themselves, things like that. We got a few ideas. We have different courses, I'd say, from like the 7 to 12-year-olds. We're going to do kind of more basic things, starting with, simple things on the web, talking about things like that, how to do designs, things like that, just having fun. And then we could also move into beginning phases of what a Word document is. We want to talk about the importance of what it is to write well, to speak well, and how you present yourself, how that makes you come across. So we'd start with things like that. And then what I want to do is eventually, as we get with the older kids, do things that are going to be kind of more in the business-related sense. Like do things where they can kind of understand, all right, well, how do I create some sort of concept? If I have some ideas, how do I list them? What is the right format for doing things like that? Or let's say, how do we work with spreadsheets? Why would I work with a spreadsheet? What does that actually help me do? Let's say we want to do some things that are going to be more fun. We'd go ahead and do things using PowerPoints. Now I've got some fun ideas here for what we can do with the kids, especially and again, the idea is to get them to open their minds up to new possibilities. To think that I'm not just I don't live in one city and that's the only place I'll ever be. I want people to think about, like what would be their favorite vacation place. And then we can do things, make a PowerPoint about that, talk about ways where, just to get people to think outside the box, think of new ideas. Or like we could do, what I'd like to do would be something where we'd actually create mock businesses, okay? And what I think would be fun for that would be to we could actually even have the kids create their own business card, which, it could then print up here just using a regular printer for almost nothing. And I think that'd be fun. I think it'd be cool. It's like people could write down like a future, you could write down, Tony Merlot, future engineer, and like create a design for themselves. Something they can carry around, something to remind themselves that, I've got a future. I've got something I'm working on, I'm building towards. Or let's say they want to start, getting their games together. They can start creating a sales idea or whatever. We'll get them a card. They can kind of get into that concept, and we'll go from there. So there's some fun things we can do with that. And then we move on to things like, okay, well, how do you create an ad? How would you do, what would you, what's important things would you use for that? And then after that, we can talk about ways where, okay, what about creating a website? What are some things to look at on a website? And then if you do that, okay, everyone uses Facebook. What about using Facebook for something, more than just telling your friends what you're doing tonight? What about using things for like, more, professional ideas? How, what kind of content goes on that? Everyone, lots of kids use Twitter. We could talk about that. Like besides, following the Kardashians or whoever, what about some of the actual sites where you can learn something? Like for instance, I do work in smartphones, so I follow the iPhone team. And we can talk about how that's a great way to keep up on what's going on. And so you can, being on top of the trends is the best way to stay in front. Okay, another thing that we want to do is talk about how really the world's changing. And now it's like we're migrating from the computers to the smartphone, and that's actually what I specialize in. So I want to show the kids some of the fun things they can actually do on their phone besides talking and texting. Once you start moving out in the world, how to use your phone for other things like businesses. Like for instance, let's say you want to actually send an invoice to somebody. You can click on that, open up an invoice program, start writing this all up. That's kind of neat. Or we can do things with Google Maps, see what else is going on, how do you do expense reporting, stuff like that. So I want to kind of get ideas. We can even do things with mobile payments for the credit card processors. And I just want to open people's mind up to what's available so they can start thinking and start being creative and start coming up with new plans and get excited about things for themselves. And that's really what I'm hoping to do.